Hello everyone, how are we going today? It is Tuesday afternoon here on the east coast of Australia and it is the 18th of February. So a bit over halfway through the month. Celebration is still in full swing, but there's only just over a week left. So if you've got your eye on anything, please bear in mind you don't have long to grab it before the month is coming to an end. Can you believe it? And celebration is probably our biggest promotion of the year. Everyone knows it's coming each and every year. And one of the things that it was brought in when Stampin' Up way back in, I think it was 1990 or something like that, way back in the US when Stampin' Up was struggling that particular year. They realized that after Christmas, the sales just tanked and they had to do something. And celebration was their way of re-engaging people and getting people excited again about ordering in the new year, and they still do it even after all these years. So it's become kind of an institution and people know, but there's not much time left, and it goes all of January and all of February. So we are coming to an end. It's a beautiful place up there though, Diane. I have been to Marquette. My sister-in-law used to live there, so I remember, I probably have already told you the story, leaving a very cold Marquette on, I think it was the 2nd or 3rd of January. So right in the middle of winter. And they had to de-ice the plane before we could take off. So we sat there with the plane couldn't start. We just had to sit there in the freezing cold. There was no air conditioning or anything. No heating. And we had to sit there until they could de-ice the plane so we could take off to hopefully make our connecting flight. We were going to New Orleans, New Orleans Airport. And we had to fly. We had to fly from Marquette to Detroit to New Orleans. And oh my goodness, we didn't think we were going to make it because we sat and sat and sat and sat and they couldn't take off. It was too cold. That's cold. So it's beautiful though. It's a beautiful place. Hello. And Laurie says it's freezing in Ohio too. Hello, Lorraine. How are you going? Yes, brr. Barbara is here and Susie. Tanya, hello. Hi, Marilyn. Hello, Lena. Nice to see you. I see you have a little Canadian flag, so I can see where you're hailing from. Hello, Leslie. How are you going? Both Leslies. We have 2 Leslies with us that I'm counting right now, unless there's any more lurking in the comments and I haven't seen you yet. But we have a really great little group, as we often do. Cherie is not with us today, unfortunately, so we will miss her. But I will try, and if anyone has any questions I need to answer about costs of anything or item codes, all that kind of stuff, do sing out in the comments, and I will try and get it to you if I can. Everything we use in these videos is available for purchase unless I tell you otherwise. So occasionally I might use something that's retired or that we don't sell, but very, very rarely. And there's usually a good reason when I do that. So, hey there, Jen. Nice to see you. Oh, thanks, Roz. Whatever it is, we'll make it fun. Well, let's give this a go today. Let's see if we can make this little technique fun. This is something I'm wondering what to call this. I'm thinking swiped masked backgrounds, but it's a little bit that's a little bit out there. So maybe we'll come up with a better name for it today. I'm sure it's been done before. It's not something new, I don't think. But my take on it might be a little bit new to most of you. So I have done these before, but not for a while, and I'm going to have a bit of a play today. Hey, Jolene, nice to see you here. All right. Just while I think of it too, Craft Along is coming up next week. So Thursday afternoon, the same time as this, 2 p.m. Here in my time, it's just gone 2 p.m. 2 p.m. on Thursday the 27th, which might be Thursday the 27th for many of you, but for some of you, that might actually be the day before. So if you're in North America, you're a day behind, and so you guys get to catch up. We will make it work somehow. Okay, so that is coming up. For anyone who doesn't know, use the time. Has everyone used the Time Buddy site? I find that a really useful site. You put in the time where you are and the time zone you would like to, see what. Okay, if it's 4 p.m. in that time zone, what will it be in mine? So that's a really, really handy. This timebuddy.com. Very, very handy. All right, let's get started. I'm going to switch over to the desk and we'll get going. I'm actually going to be using today, you can use any inks for this, but I'm going to be using, I've pulled out an assortment of Stampin' Spots today. Okay, so this is just a technique. You can do this with regular ink, but I will show you why I prefer to use Stampin' Spots. The only thing is I stuck my finger in a stamping spot. Can you see my fingers have got, hang on, let me get my light on the subject. Yeah, I managed to get my fingers stuck in the pretty peacock one just before I started, but oh well. All right, so I have actually gone ahead and I have cut a couple of shapes just out of some scrap paper that I had. Okay, so this particular die is the butterfly die out of the beautiful butterflies. Hang on, I'm just trying to find the actual, here it is. The beautiful butterflies dies. That's, oh no, that's not those ones. Oh my goodness, what did I do with it? That's not the right one. Well, you'll just have to trust me. I'll probably put my hand on it in just a second. Here we go. Sorry, it was sitting under my trimmer. All right, so these are the beautiful butterflies, guys. And this is the one that I've used. This big bold shape is the one that I've used to cut this piece out. Okay, now I find having a bold shape for this technique is the best thing. And if you have like an intricate die where there's like this one, this is an intricate die. This one cuts out this shape, okay? And this really wouldn't work for this technique. Well, I mean, it would still work, but you wouldn't get as good an effect. Okay, so you want a big bold shape like this one. Okay, so who has this particular die set? Do any of you? Oh, good, Colleen. Yeah, it's fun to be found. So there you go. I hope you do have some fun today. So my question is, who has got these beautiful butterfly dies? Because these are really great dies. They were my, I did my Zoom class with these last month. So I know some of you may have had them in preparation for the Zoom class. You have it, do you, Lorraine? Yep. And Roz says she does. No, Leslie does. Hello, hello. So Lorraine, and who else does? Quite a lot of you. Maureen has them, Susie has them, Lena has them. Yeah, they're fantastic. Okay, and you're thinking, is that all? No, not all. Look, we have these as well. Okay, so you could also cut this big shape, but this one I tend to use more for creating a shaped card, and we have done that in a different video. I've done those before, and we did them in the Zoom class as well. And then there's little tiny butterflies that cut out these guys. You know, they're super fun. You get lots of uses, and there's little, I love the little butterfly bodies. Now, this one here and this one here and this one here, they actually match up with the stamps and cut out some of the stamped images. So, you know, this, and this, it will cut those out as well. So it's a cool set. There is a matching hybrid embossing folder. We love those. Oh my goodness. But that's not what I'm playing with today. I'm just going to be playing with this. I'm going to use this as a mask. You probably gathered that already. And I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath, and I'm going to pop this on here. Now, I would like my butterflies kind of, actually, I might have it a bit further down. I'm going to have a couple of butterflies on here. Okay, one going this way, one going this way. All right. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my Stampin' Spots to add the color here. Now, there's a couple of different ways you could do this, but I like to swipe my masks across. Okay, so you can start with any, it doesn't really matter. Just make sure they're inky enough, and if they're not, I've got some scrap paper here. If they're not inky, oh yeah, that's fine. If they're not inky enough, then just add a little bit of re-inker to them. Okay, now the reason that I like these rather than using the regular ink pads is because the Stampin' Spots are not foam pads like our regular pads. They are felt pads like our old style pads. Okay. Oh, Tanya. Well done. Thank you. Tanya's stepping into Nari's shoes. Nari's shoes. Cherie's shoes. How exciting. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, the hybrid embossing folder is heaps of fun. But guess what? Isn't that one on... Oh, is it that one? No, it's the Changing Leaves. It's on sale, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to be dragging it across here and using it as a mask. And you're going to see when I start to add the color, we get this lovely, whoop, I need to hold it a bit firmer. Give me a second while I hold that in place. All right, so I'm going to line that back up. All right, and I'm going to go across. All right, you don't have to be exact. And then I'm going to add another color. Now, I like the idea. I haven't even opened this pretty peacock one yet, I think. Yeah, I haven't. So I'm just going to open it up. When you first get these, they are actually sealed closed, but there's like a little perforation that shows you kind of where they need to open. And I just run a pair of scissors along that perforation, and then you can open it. There we go, like that. All right, so you can take the lid off completely if you want to, or you can use it to hold the lid. All right, and then I'm going to add some more color. Now I've just got my swiping going across at the moment, but we're going to do some that are both directions. Okay, but I'm going to start with this one just swiped like this, and then I'm going to add some yellow because I kind of like yellow with these colors. It's going to brighten it up a little bit. Who's done this before? Okay, and then when you take it off, you've got like this butterfly that's kind of, I don't know, he looks a bit wibbly wobbly, doesn't he? Okay. You don't think you've actually opened a Stampin' Spot? Well, there you go. Did you know that you can buy a whole set of Stampin' Spots uninked and then just add whatever colors you like? That's a really great way to get Stampin' Spots. All right, so if I want to put this back on to add a bit more color, I can. So let me go in with my, which one? Seriously, did I just literally put so I'll put the lid back on that. Oh, this is the light one, I think. Yes, it is. All right, and we're going to have some going the other way. I wasn't going to do this one like this, but I am actually going to do that because I actually like them when they fill out a little bit more. Can you see how that's like a little bit coming together a little bit more solid now? So I'd love to hear if anyone's done this before. You buy the empty ones and ink them with the refills. Yeah, because then you can have whatever colors that you like. And a lot of these have come out of the kits, because when you have a kit that's a stamping kit, there's usually a Stampin' Spot in it, and it's always, you know, in a coordinating color. All right, so I'm liking that. All right, can you kind of see how this is looking? So it's like a background butterfly, but he's very indistinct. And I kind of like that about him. I like that for him. All right, so I'm going to do another one. I'm going to put this one up higher, and he's going to go the other way. So let's I'm trying to remember to put my lids back on as I go. And I'm going to do the same colors. And, whoop, oh gosh, you've got to hold it down. All right, so don't panic though if it does move, because this is not a precise technique. It's not going to matter. So I need to hold it more firmly. Silly me. Oh, gosh. Look what I'm doing, you guys. You can all laugh at me. It's fine. Now I'm going to hold it properly. That's better. And I'm going to start from the bottom and go back up the other way. It doesn't like it when I go from left to right. It seems to be fine when I go up and down. So you might need to have a little play around with it to see which way you hold it to make sure that it's a bit more solid. All right, so this is just applying one color and being very imprecise. Can you see how that's kind of coming out? And then we're going to add some darker color. Now, I'm also pushing a little bit too hard with my Pool Party ink. If I go a little bit, if your inks, this one's not inked as well, and I could easily fix that by adding some ink, but this one is almost brand new. So this one is actually easy. I'm actually going to take the lid off because I don't want to have that in the way. All right, so a little bit more. And you can get as dark or as light as you like. Like that actually looks quite nice, doesn't it? You see that? It's almost like a tartan butterfly. Good point, Marty. If you don't like another, don't laugh at other people. You hope that they won't laugh at you. Yeah, I know. So I actually really like this one. I like those light. Maybe I just prefer the Pool Party and without the yellow. So I'm not going to add as much. Right, can we kind of see how that's looking? It is, I know, it's fun to try. This is a cool technique. Something that we're doing in our team this month is like we do a team challenge every month, which might be to do a color challenge, or it might be using particular products or something. This month our challenge in the team is to do a favorite technique. So everyone who's submitted one, and those of you who are in my team, thank you for those of you who've already submitted one this month. That's really cool. And hopefully, you guys will enjoy creating those submissions for the team challenge. So that's something I like to do in our team, and it's always fun, right? We have a lot of fun. The navy would look good with these too, but I'm going to stick just with these colors, I think. You like that? It does look, yeah, what we call that tartan, but or even Maureen said plaid. Turn the ink pad in your hand. Yes, I should do that. That's what I should be doing. And that's another good idea, Tanya, to stick the cardstock down with just a little bit of seal or something like that on the glass mat. So yeah, it's a simple idea. Okay, so let's get in and decorate this up a little bit. Now there are some in this same set. There's some cute little dots that you could easily add to that, which I think would be rather nice. But my favorite stamp set at the moment to play with has got these little, this is the Elements of Text set. And I love this set. And it's got these fantastic dotty images, or as Cherie likes to call it, dottage. So I'm just going to ink this up with my Stampin' Spots. But you could use your regular ink pads if you prefer. And I'm just going to add some, some splatter, because it looks good. And then maybe some up here. Oh, that splatter is really beautiful. Isn't it nice, that splatter? And then maybe some here. And we can put it kind of over the butterflies, or, it doesn't really matter. I just think it's such a cool technique. All right. This is a fun one. I mean, have we done any that aren't fun? I don't think so. I think they're all fun. All right, so how big did I make this? And then you can see when you finish, you can use this template over and over, but, you can see where I've swooshed my ink pads over the top of this. And I actually don't mind the look of that either. That's kind of cool. We could even turn that into a card. Actually, maybe we should. Maybe we should do that. That's a really interesting thing. I hadn't thought about doing that. All right, I'm going to cut this down ever so slightly. Will I go this side or that side? Yeah, maybe a little bit of both, because I would like a mat behind it. So I'd like to have this at 9.5. Yeah, that's good. And then maybe a tiny bit off the bottom and off the top. All right, so I'm making it 13.8 this way. All right, okay. And then I've got a piece of Pretty Peacock here, and that's going to be 10 centimeters. So this is the same size that one was. This is going to be the matte piece for that. So 10 by 14.3. Well, it's already the right size that way. And then this piece is going to go on here. So isn't that a quick, easy technique, don't you think? I mean, we like techniques that are quick and easy, because, you can sit down and make multiple cards if you want to, but you have fun in the process, and that's the whole point. Okay, we're getting our craft on, getting all creative. Right, so I'm going to, now the other thing you could do, of course, if you want to add a bit more color to this, you could have, used a blending brush. I could put a bit of Pool Party or the yellow in the background and smushed it over. I'm just going to leave it like it is. There's a couple of little, it's not perfect, okay, but I actually don't mind that. I don't mind that there's some smushy bits and different things coming over this. I think it looks rather cool. Oh, yes, some text. I know. So, for example, you could come in here and add some of these Elements of Text, which I like using this set with lots of other sets. I think it's like this set is like the perfect partner for your other stamps. Okay, so if you don't have this one, this is called Elements of Text. Definitely check it out. You'll find it in the online store, and the details are in the description below this video. Okay, so if you click down below the YouTube video where it says more, and you'll see there is a link there to the shop, and when you go to the shop, you can go and check this out. Okay, it's such a great set. Now I'm going to actually add a little bit of I'm thinking a tiny bit of text, but I'm going to go with a lighter color. So I'm actually going to use, I'll use the pool party, and let's throw that onto, I mean, we could just leave it like this too, you know, but you know me. I like to, oh, I think I have a Stampin' Up delivery coming to my door because my delivery guy is out the front. That's promising. I am waiting on an order, so that's really good. So I'm just going to add my color to that. Now, the thing is with these, even though you're not meant to be able to read these, they still have a right way up and a wrong way up. And if you look really closely, you can see, you know, like the G's down the bottom there in the word. I can see the word spring. And so I want to get that, the right way up, because even though you can't read it, it will still manage to look wrong. Can we see we've got a bit of text there? Isn't the text nice? Oh, thanks for sharing the love, girls. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, it's just, look, there are a million techniques out there. There really are. So many. So can you see that I'm adding some text to this, and it just looks really, really cool. I love the text look. So I think every now and then we have, do you remember we used to have Gorgeous Grunge years and years ago? That was my favorite stamp set for years, and then they finally got rid of that one, and I was very sad. There we go, just like that. And then now we have this one. This one has got all these lovely dots and the texts, and yeah, just love it. Love it so much. All right, I'm going to add a Stylish Shapes die. I'm going to put that over here somewhere. Deciding where to, actually, I'm wondering if I should just put it, you know what, I don't want to put that on. I was going to put it on, but I like this background so much I don't want to cover anything up. So I'm thinking instead, let's just put a greeting straight on top. And we've got Time to Celebrate, and if you need, in case you need me, I'm here. That's rather nice, and that would fit in quite well just here in this spot. And I'm thinking we want to go dark, so we'll either be using, we could go up to navy, but we don't have any navy anywhere else in here, so I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to clean off this text stamp, and then I'm going to pick this one up, and I'm going to use Pretty Peacock for this. So I'm just going to use my big ink pad because it's a bigger stamp, but it should look very nice. We could also, you know, you could also emboss on this if you wanted to, but I'm just going to have that right there in the middle. So it says, in case you need me, I'm here. I like that. All right. Stylish Shapes dies. Yeah, thank you, Tanya. Appreciate that. They are the best. If you have never bought dies and you're just putting your foot into the die cutting water, my suggestion is that you start with the Stylish Shapes dies. I hope that they keep them in the catalogue this year. We've had them for a couple of years, but I really want them to stay as long as possible. So, yep. I'm just looking here. Oh, no, like froze. Colleen, you mean froze like literally froze? Like literally got too cold? Is that what you mean? Oh, no. No glue. That's terrible. All right, I'm going to use, now I could use these. These are gorgeous. Look at these. These are part of the, let me tell you what they are. They're part of the Friends of the Ocean suite, which is in the new mini catalogue in this one. And let me just find them. They're these guys. Friends of the Ocean is the name of the suite. It's these. They are called Sunny Days Iridescent Spots. Absolutely beautiful. And you can use them like one. Let me put them, let me decide where I want to have them. I'm going to have one here. And then, I think one up here. And one here. All right, and I'm going to put this whole thing onto a basic white thick cardstock card base. Let me find one because this is the thick stuff. And I always use the Basic White Thick for the actual bases. I think that that's the best way to go. Oh, you like it? Thank you, Tanya. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's a good question. Tanya's asking if someone in your team could help you, Colleen, if there's anyone close by. Oh, no, that's no good. Well, if the glue doesn't stick, it's not doing its job, is it? So, yeah, that won't do. Not at all. Now, here's what I like to do with my seal or any glue. I apply my glue to the top and the bottom along the length of the top and the bottom on the short side, and then just partially along the long side. And that way you don't need it to go all the way around. And that way you save yourself a little bit on glue. I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk about glue. I hear that's a very painful subject, Colleen, so I'm sorry about that. All right, so that is the card that I'm starting with today. What do you think? Do we like this? What do you think of this technique? Yeah, some glues do change in different climates, Dinah's saying. Yep, that's so true. Well, you know it's cold when your glue freezes over, right? So I like this. What would we call this? I want to say something like textured masking or swiped masking. What do you think? Because we're using a mask. You could use the masks that we have, that Stampin' Up has, you know, the plastic masks that we have, or you can just create your own with a die like we just did just now. You like this? Yeah, it's a fun technique. I know, it's really fun. Good point, Tanya. Your fingers don't get sticky. That's true. Yeah, I really like it. So there you go. That's my first card. Now I had really only got this one in my head that I wanted to show you, and I thought if we want to do any more, what else will we do? Like I said, any bold shape is going to look really good. So I thought, well, what other bold shapes do we have? And I thought, well, we could just do a single shape in a light color like this one. Now this is from the ones that we're using this week, the Memorable Blooms. I borrowed my Memorable Blooms bundle. I borrowed it from Denise. Okay, Denise had this from the word go because she's very clever and she thought to get this one and I didn't. And it was only when I saw other people using it and saw all the things I could do with it and thought, oh, you know what, I probably should have got that. That's really nice. Okay, so, oh, no wonder. So North Dakota, is that right? Fargo like the movie? Fargo like the, yeah, that always looked like a very, very cold place to me. So we will do this one, but I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can find. This actually is from the Memorable Blooms guys that match the Memorable Blooms stamp set. And I'm just going to pull it up when I find it in just a second. You know what? When I was setting up my desk today, I lost about 50 things. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I just can't seem to. It's a big take a sip kind of a day because it's. And you know, part of the problem is that I'm packing for class tomorrow, and of course, when I'm packing for class, I end up with stuff everywhere because I've got stuff put away in bags and I've got things put into my carry-all and all that kind of stuff, not necessarily on the shelf. So it's really hard to find stuff. Okay. So right below Winnipeg. There you go. I know, it's a lovely bundle, Leslie. You were smart too. This is not one I even looked at. But anyway, I'm glad. Yes, hearts would be nice. Hearts would be great, Lorraine. That's a good one. I didn't think of doing hearts. And you could do them in like pinks and reds. Now, I don't have any. Oh, actually, you know what? I do have a pink Stampin' Spot, but it's a retired color. And that is Magenta Madness. Goodness me, that one goes back away. If we were going to do a heart, we could easily do it, but we could do it in pinks and reds. That would really be pretty. But I was thinking for this one, I might just see if I can do like in lighter colors, do this. I've got, what have I got? I've got Pool Party. Let me see. So if you're looking for Stampin' Spots and you haven't got any, look at your kits and see if there's any in any of the kits that you have, because the kits that have stamping in them will have a Stampin' Spot, okay? But I have realised I don't have very many Stampin' Spots, and I really would like to do this kind of a technique more. So I'm thinking I probably need to lash out and get myself a pack of uninked spots, okay? So the uninked spots, I'm just looking them up right now for you. The uninked spots are $17.50. Okay, so then this is Australian prices I'm talking about. So they're not very expensive. And how many do you get? You get a pack of 5. Okay, so $17.50, and they just come empty. And then you use your regular re-inkers and add a few drops or add the color until you see the color soak in. Okay, so can you see that the color? This is a felt pad. I just want to make sure you can see this, so I'm not quite in the camera vision. Okay, can you see how this is a real red one and the color is all the way through? So if I push on this, it is like it's like layers of felt. Okay, I don't want to put my finger in it because I'll just end up with a giant mess, but I do have this Magenta Madness one. It's brand new, it's never even been opened. How about that? And I'm just going to come down here and run my scissors along the perforation and then lift it. Hang on, didn't quite get that. You need to make sure if you're going to do this with scissors, keep your fingers out of the way because you don't want to stab yourself. That would be bad. There we go. So this one is pink and then we have red. And we could match those with the, you know, the Season of Elegance. Is it Season of Elegance? No, hang on. Hearts of Elegance paper, and those beautiful, I'm just looking to see if I have any handy, those beautiful heart colours with all the gold and the marbling. Does everyone know the ones I'm talking about? All right. Oh, and I was just thinking too, I've also got those fantastic, let's have a look here. We've also got these lovely Friends of the Ocean papers, and that would be really nice to create because, I mean, look at this beautiful paper. Can you see this? It's got like little fans, like little shell fan kind of patterns. But, you know, you could pick one of the, without, I don't want anything that looks too much like a C pattern, but I could have something like this or like this. Actually, that would be nice. Maybe that's what I'll do. All right, so even though this is Melon Mambo and I don't have a Melon Mambo ink pad, it doesn't matter. We'll get away with it. All right, so I was going to use this. Maybe I'll start with that. All right, we'll come back to this one, but let's do a couple really quick ones. And let me see what I'm going to do here. I've got the Hearts of Elegance, guys. So you've set me off on a different direction now. This is not what I was thinking I was going to do, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Hearts of Elegance. All right, so we've got a big couple of hearts. We've got different size hearts. All right, we just want a plain heart. So maybe this one, that one might be a good size. And then if I just go to my scrap drawer is a great place to go when you're doing masks like this. You want to make sure that your piece of paper, and I like to use basic white because it's, or vanilla, because it's a little bit thinner than it's thinner than your thick paper, which is great because it means that you don't have to worry about the little gap that you get. The thicker your paper, the more of a gap you get between the edge of the die cut and the inked part. I'll show you what I mean. I think I can show you what I mean. I don't know if that made sense, what I just said. All right, so I've got this piece now. I've cut this out. And there's another way we could do this too. We could actually, you know, do this technique just on a piece of paper without a mask at all, and then cut a shape out of it. Okay, that also would look really good. But I'm going to do this way. And like I said, I'm using thinner paper. I'm using thinner, and I'm going to use this piece underneath. And I'm going to put that. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to have a look and see. If I look at it, the paper, the basic white, not the thick, but the basic white is thin enough that if you hold it up to the light, you can see the shape of the card behind, so you know if you're centered, which is also a good thing. All right. So let's start with the pink. And I'm going to go across. And then I'm going to go down. This Magenta Madness was a really bright color. Does everyone remember it? It was out a couple of years ago. And then I'm going to pull in the red. Oh, seriously? Did I just lose the red? Did I pick it up and take it with me when I was looking for other stuff? Oh, no, here it is. Ta-da! All right, so let's try this. And that's how that comes out. Now, I did manage to, let me use my take pick tool. I've got a bit of a blob here, but that won't matter because we can easily cover that up. That's what it's on there, so that's fine. But that kind of looks cool too, doesn't it? It's got kind of got that chalky look to it. Isn't that nice? In Magenta Madness, I might have a few sheets, Tanya. If I'll see if I do. Sometimes I have some leftover in color paper, so that can be a good thing. All right, now we could do different things to this. We could, you know, like for example, if you had a stamp that matched, you could stamp over the top. And also you can put your mask back on and you can add like dots or something else like that. But I love the swiped look of this. Don't you think it's nice? It is nice color. And you wouldn't think pink and red would look that great together, but for something like this, they do. They do look really cool. So I'm just thinking, let me have a look. I'm looking for, give me a second, you guys. The heart-shaped, no, not the heart-shaped, guys. The Hearts of Elegance. Here they are. So we could stamp on this, you know, we could put, you know, one of the other, like I love you or my heart belongs to you or something like that. Something else I would think about doing though would be adding some texture to this. So if you wanted to, you could add some dots, like with the bubble wrap technique. We could put these two techniques together and that would look really cool. Does everyone remember the bubble wrap technique that we've done before? Piece of bubble wrap, ink it up, and then impress it like a stamp onto the top. And that would add texture to this, and that could be really cool. The negative is cool. I agree. It is. So you have different choices, but you could, if you wanted to, add like stamps over the top of this and have them, you know, doing different things. But I feel like that might be too much in this case, and I do rather like it as it is. So let's have a look at it. We do like it, don't we? It was a good dark green. Do you know what? I don't know why. Like a dark, what I call forest green, is a color I don't especially love. Now, that doesn't mean I don't craft with it or create with it, but I remember being, you know, like I don't like to wear clothes. And my husband has a dark green T-shirt, like in a forest green, and I don't like it when he wears it because it doesn't. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is about that color. It doesn't do it for me. Now, a lighter color, a brighter green or a khaki even, yes, love it. But we don't have any khakis really in our collection, do we? The closest we probably have is Mossy Meadow, and that's not really like a khaki. So there's some, look, over the years, we've all had our favorite colors. You're thinking this is cool, this one here. It is kind of, right? It looks rather cool. The same as I rather liked the bit that was left over from the butterfly. This, I really liked that. In fact, we could put that and then put a, you know, put it on a piece and then have this going inside it. I mean, that could look really cool. Should we do that? Let's have a little play. I'm going to create just a last couple of things with this before we have to finish up. We've still got 20 minutes because I try and keep these to an hour. Oh, do you? Yeah, it just, forest green doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. Just don't know why, because I like green, love green, but the forest green, not so much. But, you know, I like it for trees. The, you know, pine trees, they're meant to be that color. It's funny. We're all different. If Pretty Peacock retires, well, thankfully it came back as as a solid color. It used to be a color we had years ago, and I was really sad when they got rid of it. And then they brought it back last year, and normally colors stick around for 5 years or so-ish. 5 years is when we expect a color refresh. So, all right, so I'm thinking we could go with these, but I feel like these pink ones, even though lovely, I think they're a bit big. So I'm thinking, let's have a look in my embellishment box and see if there's anything else that I would like to play with instead. I tell you what I have got, and it's here in the front of my embellishment book. I've got these bold, and they're quite nice. They're Melamambo, those. They have the 3 different sizes there. Although this one is a bit, I think this one looks more like this than this. Like that's a little bit dark. We've also got the Berry Burst sequence. What do we think for bling? We made a card with butterfly scraps. I bet it did. I love using butterfly scraps. Now, those adhesive backed heart sequins that we had, are those still current or are those gone? Because I've still got them in my embellishment book, and I'm just going to look for them and see if they're still in our collection. Because if they are, I think I'll use them on this card. So I'm just typing in the word heart. Yes, adhesive backed heart sequins, $15. We do still have them. So there they are. And I'm thinking those might be the go for this. What do we got? What do you guys think? And then I'm going to go, will I go heart belongs to you or sending lots of love? Sending lots of love is a nice, simple greeting that you could give to lots of different people. I'm dropping stuff all over the place today. It's just one of those days. I'm just going back to look at comments. There, we found them. Thank you, Tanya. I'm putting you to work. I'm so sorry to do this to you. Yeah, it's probably my favorite color at the moment. Bermuda Bay used to have my heart, but yeah, I'd say. Now I'm going to put this bit of dark here that I'm not real sure about. I'm going to put a sequin on top of that. And I'm going to have one down here and a little guy up the top here. Like that. Then I'm going to use the Sending Lots of Love. And what color will I do it in? Will I do it in, I'll do it in the red, I think, the real red. Or we go with pink. Keeping you out of trouble. You'll have to let I'll have to let Cherie know that you stepped into her shoes today. There we go. I mean, this is a very simple card, right? Really, really simple, but kind of cool. And I'm thinking for, seeing as we don't have Magenta Madness, I'm thinking I might use, I did get out that paper thinking I would use it, but I don't think, oh, I could still use it. But this is Melamambo, and this is actually a really good, this is a scrap, so I'm just going to, I'm going to take end of this to neaten up the corners because they've been in my scrap box, and so the corners get a bit ratty. And then this one is going to go on here. Oh, actually, it is the same size, so let me cut that down. I'm going to cut that, making it 9.5. That's 0.5 centimeter smaller than the 10 centimeter wide piece, and I'm going to go 13.8 this way, and then this will fit nicely onto here. So you can see this is not difficult at all, but you can create some really lovely textural backgrounds with this technique. So did we decide? Yeah, you love Melamambo? I like it too. I like it particularly with black, but I know black isn't everyone's thing. But I do love how they look together. All right, so there's that one and that one. I'll put that one on the card base too. And that's really simple. We've just kept that one super simple, right? All right. Now, the other thing I thought about doing, and I said we would if we had time, so let's give it a shot. Let me find, where is it? All right, so this piece actually looks really kind of cool, just the negative piece that's left over. And so you could play around with that and do something with that as well. So let me see. If I was to cut that down, I want to make sure I'm leaving some of it. So I've got about an inch here and about an inch here-ish. So let me see. That's actually a lot wider than a card, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. I may need to bring it down considerably. Okay, nearly there now. So that's 10 centimeters wide, and that's about right. And then this would be, and then we could use this on something. Do you know what I mean? We could put a piece of cardstock behind it and another shape inside. And that's what I was saying with the butterfly. You could put the other butterfly in the middle. So using that negative space as well as the positive result. So if I do this one is quite big, so I'd be making a bigger card because the butterfly is wider, or as wide as the card base I would want to use. So I'm actually going to cut this to be, it would be like a 6 by 6 card. So let's see how wide this is. I should go tiny bit closer there. And then, so that now is 12.5 centimeters-ish. So I'm going to put that there. And then let's say 12.5 centimeters up here. So you can see you could play around with this as well, and you've got this lovely space left over. And then I could put that, if I was going to put this on like a 6, make it into a 6 inch by 6 inch card, a square card, I could put another color behind, maybe Pool Party, and then put my silver piece in the middle. Does that make sense? So let me quickly grab a piece of Pool Party. And I'm just going with Pool Party because it's a colour that I have used. It's a colour that I've used in the actual stamping of this. So I'm just going to pop that on here. But obviously not everyone makes cards that are this size. In fact, I rarely do as well. But you can. It just means you either need a bigger envelope or you need to pop it in with a gift bag, not in an envelope, right? All right, so that would look like that. And then this piece would go on here because it fits, of course. It's meant to, like that. And that would look rather nice. Okay, so you could have a bit of fun with that. It could be a scrapbook photo pocket. Yes, absolutely. This would be a great scrapbook what's the word, element. Okay, that would definitely be something you could do. So if I just, so did we come up with a name for this technique? Swiped masked backgrounds? I don't know. I mean, you don't even need to use a mask. You could just do swiped backgrounds, but I wanted to use masks today because I'm a big fan of masks. And this was actually something I was playing around with a few weeks ago and thought I should do that for a Technique Tuesday sometime. All right, and then this piece will go in here. I'm going to add a couple of glue dots in the middle so I can pop its wings up. Or you could put it on mini dimensionals. That would also work. Let's pop it here in the middle. Right, so its wings are loose, but that will hold in the middle there. Do we like that idea? Using it as a background as well? I mean, the whole idea was to actually do it this way and have these butterflies on my background, but you can see that you can do a variety of things. The reason I recommend you use these is because the felt surface of the ink pad actually gives you this grainy look a lot better than the ones. You can play around with our regular ink pads, but I think you get a better result with these. So it's more of a grainy finish, which I kind of like. Swiped color swiped masking. Oh, I like the sound of that. That sounds good. Chopped off top. Do you mean up here? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I think that's a good name too. Let's go with that, shall we? Oh yeah, and the Stampin' Spots technique is another idea. Who has Stampin' Spots? Actually, probably a better question, who doesn't? Because I think probably most of us do. They are fantastic. Now, here's another thing, just a really last minute thing before I finish up. This is another thing you can do. You can cut a piece out like this, okay? And then you could use this as a mask. Let me go with, will I go navy this time? Navy and Pool Party. Let's go Pool Party. And I'm going to hold that down. And I'm going to swipe. You can start on it or you can go right over it, right? And we're going to hold that down and swipe, all right? And I'm going to swipe this way. So this is going to give us a similar effect to what we had earlier, but it's going to be like more. Oh, this one hasn't been opened either. Goodness me! I think this one was out of a kit. Pretty sure it was actually. This is the navy. So this is going to give us the same kind of a look. Swipe this way, swipe that way. And you can, you'll have different edges and things. And then when you take it away, you've got this piece left. And then you could, for example, if I was doing, I'm going to make this a little bit more obvious. The only thing is your fingers do get messed up doing this. You end up messy. If you don't like messy fingers, wear gloves. I'm just going to come back in here with this one again. And obviously the more you do it, the more of this you're going to get, right? And it's quite striking. You've got this piece that you can use as an element. You could use it on a scrapbook page. You could use it, whatever you liked. I rather like it. I think it looks really good. Yes, wash your hair. That's it. That always fixes it. Pop the heart up in the center. You could. So you could put this here. I could put it back in and I could lift it up on dimensionals and that would look kind of cute. Or if you're going to glue it, move it slightly so you get a little bit more of the white showing around it. That looks rather good, doesn't it? Doesn't that look good? Or what else you could do, we could find, if I can find it, here we go, our Hearts of Elegance stamp set. And now that I've got that heart there, I'm going to pop it on a block And I'm going to use my navy ink pad, or, you know, you could use your navy Stampin' Spot, whatever. And we'll stamp in the middle of that because now we have that nice white area to stamp in. All right, so you could do that as well and then use that as the basis for your card. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with this technique. My suggestion is that you get your Stampin' Spots out and play, just play with it, because playing is what it's all about when it comes to getting creative. You just want to have a good old play. And I'm just going to, because I can, all my small blocks are already packed away. I found one B block left, so that's good. And let me grab my Night of Navy again. And, you know, you can put your heart. Where did the heart go? Oh my goodness, where did it go? I put it somewhere close by. Are we sitting? Oh, here, it's right here. Oh my gosh. All right, sitting in front of me. Who else does that? You can't see something that was literally in your hand 5 seconds ago. All right, I'm going to put this back on here, but because I'm masking, it's not going to go over into this area. So, you know, you could add some stamping around it as well. I mean, this is something I love about masking, is that you can have a little bit of a play with it. We can have, you know, you can really go to town and have a lot of fun with this. All the time. I know, right, Susie? All the time. And Nari said, yep. Oh, Nari said she does it all the time. Donna said, yep. Yes, 2 for 1. Exactly. Exactly. Super, super cool. All right, you guys. Well, let me switch back. How do we do? Which one? Do you like the first one? I like the first one I did best. That was the one I was intending to do, and the others were kind of like, while I'm here, let's think about what else we could do. So there you go. There's a few different things with today's technique. Always losing things. I know, it's just what we do as crafters. Our brains are too busy creating and making beautiful designs to think about where things actually are. Goodness me. Yeah, I like the first one too. Oh, I'm glad you like the technique. I'm so pleased, you guys. All right. How did we do today? Did you love them? This is my favorite, this one. I think it turned out really pretty. But I actually really like them all, so they're kind of fun. But to me, this is just a play session, and I hope you enjoyed it with me. Don't forget, a few little things. If you're after any of the things we've used today, everything you've seen is available for purchase. And right now, every $100 you spend gets you a free celebration item. And there are some fantastic free things. There are stamp sets. There are punches. There are bundles. There are all kinds of stuff. Embellishments, ribbons, all the things. So go and check them out. They are fantastic. You're going to watch on replay? There you go. I hope you enjoyed today's technique. All right. Every Tuesday we get our craft on and do a new technique. Well, maybe not. This might have been new to quite a few people because it was only new to me a few weeks ago when I was playing around with it. So I don't know if other people have done this, but what did we decide to call it? I liked what it was that somebody said. Let me go back. Now I've forgotten what they said. Was it Marty that said it? Now I can't find it. Oh, well, Maureen and Nari suggested Stampin' Spots technique and Stampin' Spots masking technique. But I like Marty's idea, color swiped masking. That's really cool. Let's call it that. Color swiped masking. So I'll change the title of this video to say color swiped masking. And yeah, I hope that you guys will have a play and have a go. All right. For those of you on my team, I will see you. We're going to be doing a little bit of a sneak peek with some new products. So I've got some things to show you. So look out for that. I'm not sure exactly when that will happen, but that will be this week. So the ink spots are still in the catalogue. Yes, they are. Yes, you can get them in the in color families. And don't forget, guys, at the moment, all of our markers are also on sale as a joining special. So if you're thinking about joining as a demonstrator, it is a fantastic time to join, as well as the extra product that you get. You get 2 sets of markers and a free stamp set. The free stamp set is this one. It's called Handmade Designs. All right, so there's only a week or so of that left to go, and that special will be ended. So I really hope that you have any questions about it, you reach out, and I'm very happy to answer any questions that you might have. All right, you guys, have a fantastic afternoon. I hope to see some of you on Friday night as our Friday Night Live, and the rest of you in the team when we showcase the new products. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. Bye.